This video is about how to test a switch or an actuator or a power supply without a multimeter. And this is what we do even if we have a multimeter. We usually do this other stuff I'm doing first. And the kit that you have as a test kit, which I keep in the shop, and you can also keep it in your van or in a bag that you can bring back and forth, consists of a power supply, a switch, 5 pins, an actuator with a 5-pin receptacle as well as a male DC, and a couple of wires, one female, one male DC that has open ends. And here's how we go about testing all the different components. Now you can imagine that some of these components, when you're in a home, or if you have a sofa in the shop, this is in the sofa, right? And you think this is good or bad or whatever, or this is in the sofa or whatever. You can test each component that's on the sofa by unplugging the one there and plugging yours in. So let's say this sofa is actually in the couch. Well, you unplug this factory switch. This is how you're going to test if their switch is bad. And you plug in your switch that you know is good into that. And then you plug in a power supply that you know is good. And then you test it. Okay, that actuator works. If you, knowing that your switch is good, if you plug their actuator in with your power supply or their good power supply and it doesn't work, well then you know you got a bad actuator. Now, it could be the power supply that's bad. And to test a power supply, it's hard to get, tester terminals. And I just did a video on how to use a tester. So that's what you use this for. You plug that in, and then you can just test these wires. So, all right, that's what our little tester kit is. Now, maybe you have an actuator that has, that runs a back motor. Now, I had a piece of tape on here just to hide this, but some actuators have, I'm just gonna pop this open, a pigtail. And this runs the actuator that goes to the back. So you have a headrest that moves back and forth. And then you're gonna need a different switch than this. You're gonna need a 4-button switch. So the rest of it's the same process. Plug your actuator in. The only difference being you're gonna add the back actuator and use a different switch. So it's still a 5-pin. Plug it in. And then there's your back actuator. You can test it. There's my seat, there's my back. So you can test all your different components. You can see which one's bad by plugging in known parts that you bring with you that you know are perfect. A good actuator, a good switch, a good power supply, a good back actuator, that you know that, yeah, which one's bad. Thank you.